to number 10, the next Deputy President, Deputy Tommy Broughan.
Well, as you know, Minister, on the 28th of March, the European Parliament MEPs, they voted to cease the seasonal clock changes with effects from April 2021. I think it was a 2-to-1 vote in the Assembly. Of course, the last mandatory clock change took place on March 31st last. As you know, there's been long interest in this House in relation to this matter. Your own colleague, Minister Dave Stanton, the late Senator Fergal Quinn, myself, we've pursued various initiatives to try to retain summertime indefinitely, I think, and I brought in myself a private member's bill, which your predecessor, Deputy Shatter, addressed, and which was on the floor of the last Dáil, right throughout the last Dáil.
I acknowledge the Deputy's interest in this issue. Can I say that the proposal from the European Commission would end seasonal clock changes with effect from 2021, each Member State electing whether to remain on summer or winter time all year round. At present, this proposal remains under discussion. It is yet to be adopted. In this regard, discussions with Member States on this proposal are ongoing via the Transport, Telecommunications and Energy TTE Council. The next meeting of the Council is scheduled for June. A number of Member States, including Ireland, are conducting national consultation exercises to inform their position. We're also amongst those Member States which have argued that more time is required to properly consider this proposal and, of course, the implications of this proposal for our people. All Member States have identified a requirement for coordination with neighbouring countries. This is a particular consideration for us in the context of our nearest neighbour UK and, of course, on the island of Ireland with reference to Northern Ireland. Can I say that an interdepartmental steering group was established by my department to consider the proposal, to guide a public consultation process and to report to government. The public consultation process comprised a public survey, invitation of submissions from individuals and stakeholders across the country. The department also commissioned an opinion poll of a sample of respondents aligned with the national population. A detailed analysis of the responses has been carried out. I'll bring a report to government shortly to assist in formulating the Irish position on the proposal. Clearly, the implications for time zones and the island will be a key consideration in our approach on this issue.
I'd agree with you there. Obviously, it would be impossible to have a different time zone between ourselves and Northern Ireland. But in the UK, as you know as well, there was a powerful movement for most of this century to, again, retain summertime, to go back to the era before the First World War. And they had a movement, I think, called Lighter Longer there. But, I mean, there was overwhelming support, I think, in the European Union in that the surveys they did showed something like 84% in favour. I think our own survey showed 88%. I made a submission myself to the ongoing consultation. Of course, again, I made this strong arguments in relation to health. You know, the SADS complex, the winter blues complex, which a lot of people suffer from. The idea of much safer roads by retaining summertime. In relation to crime, the incidence of crime, particularly the long dark evenings. The benefits to our tourism and hospitality industry. The fact, for example, that St Paddy's Day is in fact in winter time, and a whole range of other very, very strong arguments. So I accept that harmonisation is a key point, and clearly if our main European partners, in particular if Brexit happens, were to adopt the European
Minister,
Parliament's approach, clearly we'd have to be prepared.
Thank you, Minister, to respond.
Again, I want to acknowledge Deputy Broughan's interest in this issue over a number of years. But I want to make one thing clear here. Ireland is one of a number of Member States which have argued strongly that more time is required to properly consider the proposal. Contrary to media reports, we have not to date formally supported the proposal which is out there. A particular consideration for Ireland is that the proposal raises the possibility of differing time zones on the island of Ireland. And of course this is a concern that's borne out in the responses that we've received to the consultation process. I want to say that As far as consultation exercises are concerned, over 16,000 responses have been received to my invitation for people to make their views known here. A broad preliminary conclusion indicates support for discontinuing the practice of clock changes, a preference for summertime, but real concern at the prospect of 2 time zones on the island of Ireland. Many of the detailed submissions express concern at the practical implications or indeed logistical implications of ending seasonal time changes, the inconclusive evidence surrounding the proposed benefits of the proposal. But the matter is under discussion, and I welcome Deputy Broughan's input.
Final supplementary.
Minister, and I mean, I agree with you. Obviously, it's a significant development if it was to proceed. And when we had the debate on my bill, and your predecessor, Deputy Shatter, was present taking it, I mean, a clear issue obviously was to how would we protect our school children on darker mornings and so on. And in fact, it was interesting that when you say in preparation, Deputy Staunton, when he was chairman of the committee, he held extensive discussions on this as well. And I think one of the things that emerged, people were saying if at least we couldn't have full summer time, that we'd make winter time much shorter, or the season, particularly post-Christmas, the winter season post-Christmas, would be at least as short as the period, if you like, pre-Christmas. So there was suggestion, but again, you'd need harmonisation, you need countries acting together. But in general, I think, again, it's an idea that I think people on balance would feel would enhance our lives, and that it's something that we were delighted the European Parliament felt the same way. Thanks, Ken.
Have you a response, Minister?
I believe it's important that we acknowledge that there is a wide range of opinions on the merits of ending seasonal changes. I see some school students in the public gallery. I'm sure if we were to ask them their opinion, that we would see what is a wide and diverse range. And perhaps this is an issue that might form part and parcel of some school projects. I would be very happy to engage, or indeed to receive proposals in that regard. But I have to say that there is a large measure of uncertainty around the question of harmonisation between adjoining countries, and I refer specifically to the issue that we have here in the context of our UK neighbours, whether or not they remain in the European Union, that it provides us with a real challenge as far as the island of Ireland are concerned, and this will certainly inform our decision-making process.